So we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone. I think this is being recorded with everyone's permission. We like to record our programs and add them to the website for those that wanted to attend and just couldn't due to scheduling. So welcome, my name is Kendall Brown. I'm the current president of the chapter. In June, we'll be changing over hands and the president-elect Ganesh Prasad from Memorial Healthcare will be president. Welcome everyone. And if you're at HIMSS National here in just a few weeks, we appreciate you reaching out. So I actually don't have control of the slides. So whoever does, if you could advance to the next slide, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Just a quick few announcements on our upcoming events from our chapter, and then we'll get right into what the mentorship program is, benefits of being a mentor, and some feedback from some of those that participated in our 6-week beta program over the summer, and what that process is if you wanted to be involved in the next mentor-mentee program, and some questions and answers. This is just a few announcements. The chapter is very active and we are always very involved. We're planning lots of things on the back end. If you are interested in being involved, I encourage you to get in touch with any of the board members. A number of us are on the line today, and you can see who all the current board members are, as well as our contact information on our website. Next slide. And to that end, nominations to join the board are currently open. If you wanted to take your phone and scan that QR code, it will take you to the form where you can self-nominate. You do need to be a member of South Florida HIMSS for a year in order to be a part of the board, but nominations are open. There's a list on that nomination form of the open positions, and you can find a description of those positions as well. So I encourage you to become more involved in the chapter within any volunteer organization. What you get into it is what you get, or what you get out of it is what you put into it. Don't just show up as a member, be more involved, and we could certainly use your help. Next slide. So HIMSS National is in Chicago, April 17th through the 23rd. I myself will be there, and some of the other board members. If you're there, please reach out. If you're interested in registering, you can do that, through the links there. And the next slide, we are hosting a reception on Tuesday, April 18th in the evening at a very cool venue. It is a retractable roof, so if it ends up being cold, we will be nice and toasty inside. If it's a nice day, we'll be on the rooftop. DJ, networking, drinks, and we are collaborating with the Colorado and Texas chapters. The venue holds 400 people. It will be a fun event, so please come and network with your fellow Floridians and healthcare IT professionals. Next slide. And we are in the thick of planning for our annual golf tournament. It is our golf scholarship fundraiser. It's May 19th. You don't need to know how to play golf. You can certainly come out and network with us, or even learn how to play golf. And if you're interested in sponsorships, and they're flying, I've been seeing sponsorships left and right. Thank you for those that are sponsoring. But the registration and sponsorships are currently open, and you can find details about that on our website as well. Next slide. Our last newsletter went out on February 8th. Sometimes those can get lost in your mailbox. So check your mailbox and make sure you're looking for that in your spam. There's lots of information in there. And then next slide, thank you for our sponsors. We couldn't do these things without the sponsors that are listed there. And next slide, organizational affiliates. We are gaining more and more. University of Miami Health is our latest OA. If you're interested in learning more about how to benefit from becoming an organizational affiliate, you can certainly reach out to us. And some of you may be a member of HIMSS because you work for one of the logos that you see on the slide. Next slide. The mentorship committee consists of these folks. So we're going to hear from Marilyn. I'm going to turn it over to her now. But thank you all to the mentorship committee. And Marilyn, I will turn it to you to take it away.
Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so thanks again, everyone, for joining and for your interest in participating in our mentorship program. I'm going to go ahead and give you just a quick overview for about 15 minutes of what it is. And at the end, we'll have an opportunity to answer your questions if you have any. So what exactly is the mentorship program? It's really a program that is created and it's a relationship that's established between two people, the mentor who comes in with skills and knowledge that can benefit the mentee who's really coming in to learn from the skills, the knowledge, and the experiences of the mentor to help them progress in whether it's in their careers or their lives. Right, so when we look at mentorship, there are three very important pillars that we look for in every successful mentorship program. That's trust, respect, and really open communication. So those are skills, those are competencies that we look to establish very early on in the program so that it can be successful. So we introduced the HIMSS mentorship program last year. It was very, very well received and successful. And really the purpose for establishing this was to help engage our more experienced leaders in the healthcare community here in South Florida and to partner them with new up and coming emerging leaders also in the industry and help them learn from each other. So our South Florida HIMSS mentorship program is really the body that oversees that relationship. Now, when we look at what is it that makes a great mentor, there are some particular characteristics that seem to show up. And what we look for is someone who's open-minded, who's a great listener, has patience, and is empathetic towards others. We also think that someone who enjoys helping others to learn and grow in their careers would make a really great fit as a mentor. And a great mentee is someone who's also committed to the relationship, to getting, meeting the goals that they establish for themselves, have an open-minded attitude, very enthusiastic, willing to learn and willing to do whatever it takes to get to their goals. And so a great mentee is really someone who's also just open to possibilities, to exploring, and just to really being curious about what may be a good fit for them as they go through and work towards their established goals. And so the role of the mentor in particular is really with providing guidance and helping to coach sometimes and helping to direct the mentee, particularly in their professional development needs. There's many, many areas that someone can receive mentoring in, but for the HIMSS program, we're focused on the professional development of and meeting those needs of the mentees. So a mentor can assist in many different areas, and we've listed some here. It could be, helping the mentee progress with their professional skills, maybe develop some strategies for possibly, next move, maybe a promotion that they want. Or it could be a new student who's looking into getting into the industry and is looking for guidance with securing their first position. So it could be a number of things, and it's usually the goal is agreed upon between the two parties. So the mentee's role is to receive mentoring from the mentor, which would be you. And mentoring is really, it's targeted towards helping them achieve their goals, whatever they decide that is. And really the desire to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. And the mentor is kind of like a trusted friend advisor who's going to help them get there. So there are many benefits to participating and becoming a mentor. It's a way to obviously give back, right? You have a lot of experience, you've had a lot of lessons learned along the way, and it's an opportunity to inspire someone else, to share your experiences with them, offer advice, and perhaps help them avoid some of the pitfalls you may have had to experience during your career journey. Here we've got a couple quotes from our mentors from last year's program. I believe one of them, or maybe both, may be on the call today. But you can see how, they've expressed the reward that they've experienced for, being a mentor and being able to work with their mentees.
I think Lewis is on the call, and Lewis, I don't know if you want to come off of mute and maybe share just a minute about your experience.
Yeah. So, hi everybody. I'm Louis Encinosa. So I did the mentorship last year, and it was, not to beat a dead horse, but it really was a very fulfilling experience. For me, I had the benefit of having somebody who I considered my mentor and shared a lot of ways on how I do things now. And so I wanted to kind of pass that forward. And so if you ever thought to yourself, man, if only I knew this, or if only I did that, this is the kind of program for you, right? Just because you're thinking ahead and you're thinking of all the people to give them the benefit that you didn't have, to create a greater community in the future.
Thank you. You've heard it from Lewis. And also, we've gotten some feedback, great feedback from many of our mentees. And here, Roseanne, who's also on the call, has kind of put together a paragraph of her experience. You can see she felt motivated, and so this is definitely a rewarding experience for both parties. So what are the benefits? We talked about, this being a rewarding experience. Definitely, it gives you the opportunity to create long-lasting connections, establish relationships within your field, the industry. Can be life-changing opportunities. And it's also an opportunity. The mentees have ongoing support from someone who's already walked their walk and can help them move faster along their career journey. And it's a great way to give back to the community and pay forward. So let's talk about what it takes to participate in the program. It's very, very simple. If the one requirement is that you must be an active member of South Florida HIMSS. And we look for someone who really wants to be committed to giving back to the program. And we'll talk a little bit more about what it takes, the duration. It can be anybody at any level in their career. We do ask that you have at least 3 years of work-related experience, and it's for obvious reasons, because your mentee will be looking towards that experience to help them evolve. And no past mentoring experience is required. It's nice to have maybe some team leading or coaching, but none is required. Just the willingness to give back, to commit to the program, and to help someone else. Now, the next mentoring program is starting in September of this year. It's going to last about 30 weeks, so that's almost about 7 months. So from September through March, we ask that mentors make a commitment to meet with their mentees at least twice a month. We find that's a good number, but it's really whatever's going to work best between you and your mentee. Some, mentor and mentees meet once a month, some meet once a week. It's something that you will set up and establish with your mentees based on your availability, theirs, and what the needs are and the urgency of their goals. Now, we do have the application online, so you can go to our South Florida HIMSS chapter and fill out an application. We are accepting applications right now, so you can just do it as soon as we finish this lunch and learn session. We really encourage you because we're expecting a lot of applications for mentees who are looking for mentors. So the sooner we have committed mentors, it'll be easier for us to go through the process and get these mentees assigned to mentors. So to like to explain a little bit about the process. So it's not an exact science. We do the best that we can to match mentors and mentees based on areas of expertise, the mentees' interests, their concentration as far as what they're studying, and to help make the relationship worthwhile. We also look at geographic location. We do encourage you to meet with your mentee in person at least once over the 7-month period. I think it really helped establish rapport a lot quicker, but it may not be possible, but we definitely take that into consideration. So once we able to do the matching, you will be notified before the start of the program. And from that point, you'll receive information about your assignment. You'll have a nice access to their profile. And then you'll go ahead and schedule an initial meeting with them, whether it's, again, in person, virtual, whatever works. And at that point, it's really, that first meeting is really more about breaking the ice, getting to know your mentee, and then really discussing what their objectives are for the program. Once you have a clear idea, then the mentee will, and as well as the mentor, will sign an agreement. It's a way to really, formalize the relationship of the mentoring program. And then you go ahead and get started with your meetings. At the completion of the program, we do ask that the mentee fill out a brief report of their experience. It's a way for us to really evaluate the program and improve it as we continue to offer it to our members. And both mentors and mentees will be asked to complete a survey, and any other activities or post-mentorship events will be announced. But it's pretty simple, go through the program. At the end, we submit a survey of the experience, and we conclude. So that's pretty much our mentoring program in a nutshell. I'm going to open it up to anyone who has any questions. Please feel free to unmute yourself and speak away.
While we're waiting for any questions, I just wanted to point out on our website, I'm not sharing my screen, but if you go to sfl.himsschapter.org, if you go to the Get Involved tab and then go to Mentorship Program, that's where you can find the details about the application that Marilyn mentioned.
Hi, Marilyn, Kendall, am I up mute?
Yes, we can hear you.
The power of video. Even if I didn't hear Marilyn say something, I saw Kendall go, yep, I hear you. Thanks. I know many of us on this call. I just want to come over the top to what Marilyn's doing and what the team at HIMSS are doing, South Florida particularly. I know many of you, it seems like most of us have been in the industry for a bit. I'd encourage any of us who have not participated with the HIMSS South Florida team, and this is not a plug, I'm not getting a cup of coffee or anything being paid, but what I liked about it is a selfless plug, is I slowed down, I attended the meeting, I got to meet Kendall, I attended the Integrate meeting, expanded beyond that, and what I encourage us to do is most of us are supporting healthcare providers, hospitals, et cetera, or in my case, providing technical solutions to hospitals, to slow it down, to what I think of community service, right? Of giving back to each other, health and well, all of this that's really important to slow down from the core, needs that we may be doing, right? Supporting our business units or supporting technical solutions or connectivity, but to truly pay it back to what we're doing here with the great job, Marilyn, that you did here and team and putting this together. Because really at the core of it, it's all about community. It's all about people, being good to one another and, being aware, as you said, the empathy, the leaning in with compassion, unconditional leaning in and helping each other. And as Louis mentioned, he paid it back, paid it forward with the people that have helped him. So I encourage anyone who are not part of this program to do this. I applaud everybody that's on this call today. And thank you, Kendall, for doing this. And Marilyn, a great job. And Louis, thank you for sharing your experience. It's an honor and pleasure to be part of this team.
Thank you, Peter. Really well said and appreciate it. And I definitely can second, as someone who's been involved in mentorship at one time or another over the past 15 years, it's a very rewarding experience. And it's a great learning experience. You'd be surprised at how much you learn as a mentor from your mentee. So it's just beneficial, and it's a win-win kind of situation for both. So I really encourage you to apply and help somebody else.
And Marilyn, I would also like to add, one of the biggest things and the best things that I could say about this program is that I'm going to do it again. Right. And that is something that is a great to feel, right? It gives you this good, warm, fuzzy feeling, like Marilyn was saying, on the inside as you complete it. If you feel even an inkling that this might be something you want to do, apply. Just take the 5 minutes it takes to fill out the form and apply. And then at the end of the day, discussions can be had, but I think there's definitely value to be had. And as Peter mentioned, it gives you a minute to take a step back and appreciate the work that you've done as a mentor, right? To be able to present that. And I know a lot of us in IT suffer from imposter syndrome in a way where we don't think, we're just doing our job, or it's just the next thing that we have to do. This gives you that step back to appreciate the accomplishments you've done as you share with your mentee. And it is true, Marilyn, it is a two-way relationship. I learned a lot from my mentee as much as she learned from me.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Any other questions or comments? Okay.
So
Well,
I just wanted to say something really quickly, Marilyn. As a lot of the feedback that we got from the 6-week beta program that we launched over the summer, from mentees and mentors, we've incorporated in this next round of the mentorship program to extend, which is why we've extended it to 30 weeks from 6 weeks, and also encourage face-to-face interaction. When we rolled out the program, I guess in this time last year or spring last year, times were different. I'll just leave it at that. So the pairing process did not consider geography. So we will be considering geography. And just behind the scenes, the reason why we are opening to mentors right now, and then we will open up the mentee application at a later date, is because we had more mentees than mentors for our 6-week beta program. We actually had to turn down some mentees. A couple of our mentors mentored more than one mentee. So the reason why we are soliciting mentors right now is because naturally we will get more mentees than mentors. So we encourage you all to apply. If you're open to being paired with more than one resource, we appreciate that as well. But again, the application's on the website. I put the link in the chat. We appreciate all of your participation and support of the program. I was once a part of a mentor-mentee program, not through HIMSS, through another organization. I am still very well connected to my mentor for 15, 16 years now, and oftentimes she considers me as her mentor, and and now the roles have reversed, right? So, it's a long standing, and this was something that I was very passionate about, and I wanted to bring to the chapter. I see a question. Can you give some examples of what the mentor-mentee talk about? Marilyn, can you address that?
Sure. So, I mean, that first meeting is to really get to know each other and find out, what exactly that the mentee would like to work on, would like your support with. So, I encourage you not to overthink it. Let it be, no different than going to an event and meeting someone for the first time and just having a regular conversation, getting to know them. And once the mentee starts kind of voicing what they're looking for support with, and you can use that to really gauge the conversation and find out more. Let's say someone who's just graduated is looking to secure their first jobs. Well, you're going to want to know exactly what is their interest, where are their strengths, what type of work they're looking for, and maybe you might have some contacts, may want to start plugging them in, putting them in contact, and the conversation evolves from there. I really encourage you, because I've met a lot of mentors that are a little nervous about, well, what am I going to do? Don't worry about that. You already have what it takes to be a mentor. And once we match you, it's because we know you've got some skill set, some experience that someone else can benefit from. And just lead with that and believe that. And, sometimes the mentee may not necessarily be looking to learn a particular skills or technical skill. It could be maybe a competency. They may learn to improve their communication, their writing skills. And you can share some of your knowledge and how you've done things in your past experience with them. So it doesn't need to be complicated. It's just whatever it is that they're asking for. Most likely, we've already done the pre-screen. We've seen a match between the skills that you've put down in your application and what the mentee is looking for. And just trust that and take it from there. And we're there for support as well. The committee is going to be there to support you with questions, any concerns that you have. So you will not be alone. We'll be there throughout the journey, helping with anything that comes up. But really, it varies. It could be help. Like we said, I mentioned earlier, the mentorship is specifically around professional development. So the topics are going to be related to, career and some aspect perhaps of work-life balance, depending on what the need. I hope that answered the question. Well, I know we're running about 3 minutes over time, so I don't want to hold anyone. I'm happy to stay and answer questions, but if anyone wants to drop off, that's fine too. I want to thank all of you for joining. Please go ahead and apply online. It's a short application, and then we can take it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. And guys, do it. Come on.
Yes, do it. Just do it.
Just apply.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you all for participating and contributing. We look forward to hopefully working with you in the Mentor-Mentee program. And hopefully I'll see you in Chicago at HIMSS or on the golf course on May 19th during our scholarship fundraiser.